Well, hey, welcome back to the channel. Why don't you like and subscribe and hit that bell thing? That way you know when I'm posting new update videos. So I got a new update for the old third gen here. Boom, hood up as usual. Big shock there. So here's the update, man. Uh, so it's been a while because Christmas and New Year's, and I also had eye surgery, is why I'm always wearing sunglasses. I had LASIK surgery on my right eye, and I have to protect myself even on cloudy days or when anytime the sun's up, I got to wear sunglasses. So that's an update. That's what I got for Christmas: LASIK eye surgery. Yippee! Um, so I did the Redhead steering box on the the Cummins. Not a terrible job. I'll see if I can get you a good shot in here of. You might be able to see it in there. It's not real easy to see because it's kind of buried. But I did the old Redhead steering box. I'm taking it in for a front end alignment today. I got to take it to tire discounters and see if I can get it aligned. Um, just doing some tune up on it, on some things, getting some stuff taken care of. I got brakes to do. I got a pile of brake parts to do, as you can see there. So brakes are the next thing. So there was brake work done to the truck before I got it, and they had done. I don't think they did new brake pads, but I think one of the calipers was locking up from what the guy that I bought it from told me. They replaced the passenger side caliper and left the driver's side, and the driver's side is not actuating correctly. So when you hit the brakes, it pulls to the passenger side real hard. So I bought two new calipers. I'm going to replace them both. New brakes, new rotors. So that's coming. Plus, I got the rear brakes as well. I'm going to do brakes all the way around, but the rear brakes, I'm going to have it on a lift for that because you have to pull the axle shafts out. Um, so that's fun. Not really, but whatever. We'll get it done. Um, but yeah, I had to pull the inner fender well out to do that. To do the steering box. Um, but overall, I got it done. It steers much better. The steering's a lot tighter. I replaced the steering stabilizer, and the steering stabilizer, I didn't put some special crazy double steering stabilizer in there. I live around really terrible roads, and when I test drove it, I didn't have any bump steer. I had bump steer before, but then again, the steering box was so loose that there was about 2.5 to 3 inches worth of slop when you were turning the wheel. It would turn 2 to 3 inches before it would actuate. It was actually really hard to drive, um, but that's getting remedied. So it's going in today for a front end alignment, and then we'll see if we can't get these brakes done this week sometime as well. Also, got a new addition to the family, and no, I did not have another child. Boom, 2021 TRD Pro 4Runner. Full review coming on that. I bought it the Thursday. I bought that on the 17th of December. And Friday I went on vacation and I put over 3,000 miles on it in 1 week. Um, well, 10 days. 10 days. So a full review coming on that thing because I've got a 3,000 miles. I've already done 3 oil changes. I did one at 250 miles, one at 1,250 miles, and another one I just did the other day at 3,000. So I don't have any trash rolling around in the motor for break in. I know it's a little excessive, but it's a brand new truck, and I like to last as long as I can. But I bought the TRD Pro because of the resale value and just the overall great quality of a Toyota truck. Some upgrades coming. I'm not going to do anything crazy with it because it's already pretty great the way it sits, and I'm not going to go running it through the woods to get pinstripes. Um, I don't know if people have that kind of disposable income, but $52,000 vehicles, at least within their first year, probably don't belong in the woods particularly. Um, but it's a great truck. I went from northern Alabama all the way down to Miami. I took it down to the Keys. I went all the way down to Land's End and Key West. Um, all over the place, man. I was all over Florida. Came back across Alligator Alley, went up to Tampa, Zephyr Hills, where I got family and friends, and then all the way back up to Georgia, and then to here. The The truck performed flawlessly. Of course, it's a brand new vehicle. Gas mileage was kind of all over the place depending on how I drove. But if you can afford a 4Runner TRD Pro, you can afford the gas, so don't worry about the gas mileage, right? It's kind of the rule of thumb with that. It's kind of why Land Cruisers still have V8s in them, because if you can afford a Land Cruiser, you can afford the gas money. But I'm very pleased with it. The ride is phenomenal in that truck. But I will do a full review video on that. I will open it up. I'll have it I'm going to park it in the middle of the driveway, all the doors, and everything's going to be open, and I'm going to do a kind of a good solid walk around of it. And I'll talk about the pros and cons of changing the oil yourself in that thing. I'll turn this camera. You can see there's the TRD Pro, or the TRD skid plate right there. You have to take that off every time you change the oil because you can't get to the oil filter. And there's also another little panel you got to take off underneath to get to the drain plug. So kind of irritating, but I guess whatever. I was thinking about cutting a hole in that, just cutting a nice little cutout in there so you can get to the oil filter for the drain. And then it's got one of those cartridge filters, so you can't like put a magnet on your oil filter like I did with the Dodge here. And that reminds me, I did the oil change on that, and for the 500-mile oil change after the oil flush, I actually did pick up some metal with that magnet. So I'm just going to keep running that magnet. I was thinking about, since I'm keeping that truck, I was thinking about doing an AMSOIL bypass oil filter to get all the stuff out of it. But I don't know, man. 200,000 miles, it's already got all the internal wear it's probably going to get. I don't know. I'll think about it. I am going to do the AirDog fuel upgrade because the entire fuel system's new. I know a lot of people go nuts because you got a truck with 200,000 miles and you just decided to put an AirDog on it. Well, I just decided to put an AirDog on it because the truck's new to me and it has a brand new fuel system, so I guess it doesn't really hurt me to put an AirDog in it. But that's the channel update. I hope everyone has a better 2021 than they did a 2020. 2020 was a kick in the rocks for everybody. I don't know anybody that came out of it completely on top, include myself. I got some bumps and bruises throughout the year. I did not have COVID. I got sick, but I don't believe I had COVID. At least I was never diagnosed with it. I did get sick around the time it all started, but I can't attribute it to COVID because no one had, even when I got sick, and I stayed sick for 5 months, no one was testing for COVID. There was no testing, so I was over it by the time testing came out. But I was sick from November of 19 to basically the early part of April of 2020. So there was no testing by the time I got well, and I never got COVID. I didn't really get sick. I did get another sinus infection, but it was a sinus infection. But 2021 is looking to be better. Hopefully everybody can set some goals and meet them. I got some goals this year I'd like to meet. I'm trying to finish a college degree this year. I finished my minor in December of 2020. So I have a minor in military history now, which I'm pretty proud of. I got my Security Plus certification and another certification for HR, for hiring veterans. And just overall, I got a raise. I changed jobs and took a raise. So I got some goals. I got a couple kicks in the rocks, and I met some goals. So 2021, hopefully I can get this degree finished, and then I don't ever have to hear anybody say, well, you don't have a bachelor's degree. I don't have to hear anything about that. Next thing they'll say, well, you don't have a master's degree. And I don't know that I'll even bother with a master's. I don't plan on working that long. But I'm pretty happy with some of the goals that I was able to meet. And I'm gonna get some goals going for 2021 and meet those as well. Anyway, that's my channel update. Hopefully this year is much better than last year. We can get through this craziness with the corona and our politicians doing dumb things with our money. I think we'll be better off. So thanks for watching, and have a great week.